Hello, friends. Welcome to the Level Up Your LinkedIn Profile event. I'm Akash, and I'm joined here with Giridhar, and we're here to help you create an impressive LinkedIn profile and stand out from the crowd in minutes and not hours or days. So let's do a quick round of introduction. I can go first. Hi again, Akash. I'm currently working on building the future of digital ownership as a VP of Studio Engineering at Immutable. Previously, I led the creation of a virtual economy platform at Electronic Arts, which, among other things, supported Apex Legends, one of the fastest growing battle royale games in the history. It grew from 0 to 50 million players in 4 weeks. Also, an angel investor, startup advisor, career coach, and a content creator. My passions involve solving complex problems with a team, driving business outcomes, and value creation for all. I thank you for joining us today, and I would like to pass it over to Giri. Giri, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, thanks, Akash. Good to meet you all. My name is Giridhar. You can also call me Giri. I have about 17 years experience in software engineering and management. I'm a senior SDM at Amazon. I started my career in real-time communications, and I have kind of stuck to it. And I've spent about 17 years working on various aspects of communications, right from clients to the control planes to the backend services to media processing. So that's sort of been my domain. I help customers embed real-time audio, video, and messaging and telephony capabilities into their web and mobile applications. We power millions and millions of customers across various products like Slack and TurboTax Live to healthcare to across industries. My passion is primarily focused on, I'm a builder at heart, so I love building software and doing the right design, like spending time on architecture. I even write code. So that's sort of my expertise, and I'm excited to be presenting the Level Up workshop today with Akash. I have recently done this myself in the past week, so I thought what better way than to share my learnings with you all. Back
Well,
to you.
thank you for the intro, Giri. And over the years, we have interviewed hundreds, if not thousands, of people, and have reviewed probably thousands of profiles to find those people. So this is going to be a fully action-packed, information-packed session. And without further ado, let's jump right in. So the first question I would like to pose to everybody is, what's the purpose of your LinkedIn profile? According to me, it is to drive meaningful connections to you even while you're sleeping. Whether you're looking to go get your next job, go get clients, or whatever your purpose be, whatever defines meaningful to you, the purpose of your profile is to drive those to you while you sleep. So today's workshop is a hands-on workshop. So you'll need your computers or laptops to go ahead and get things done. This is what we're going to be focusing on today. The parts with the arrows on it, like photos, headline, about, and experience section, is places where we'll be having a live demo, and you can follow us along to go build your profile in real time. It would be great if you can do that. If you want to go ahead and do that later, that's okay too. But if you can do it right now, that will be great. And we'll be showing you how we do that in minutes. So let's jump in. Over to you, Giri.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about the aspirations people have with respect to why they want to, update their LinkedIn profile. Why do they want to stand out? So I think the first key, sort of aspiration that at least I've found that people want to attract potential employers or clients. So if you're a professional who's looking to find the next step in your career, you want to find an employer that matches your profile and what you're looking for, and you want the employers to find you. And similarly, clients, like if you're a business or an entrepreneur, you want to find potential clients and you want to talk to them. You want to speak to your audience. So that is one of the key aspirations that I see. The other aspiration that I see people have when they're looking to update their profile is really establish themselves as a professional, and to really describe what they stand, what they stand for, and it essentially enables them to build, a very clear messaging around what they are and how they differentiate from others in their field. And that is something that, LinkedIn profile can enable you to have. The next aspect, which I find personally very, very important, as I'm more of an introvert, is building a network. It's not just about the friends you work with. It's not just about the people whom you actually have met in real life. How do you find people that you haven't met? Like, how do they know what you are, and what they can reach out to you for? And so that is a key part of a LinkedIn profile as well. And the other aspect, obviously, is related to the first topic, which is advancing your career, finding bigger opportunities, and speaking to that next opportunity or the next step in your career, and how your LinkedIn profile is aligned with where you want to go. So that is another aspiration that people have. And last but not the least, it is about your credibility, your mastery of your field, and how do you make sure that your profile really screams that you have done what you have done, and how do you authoritatively say, this is me, I have built all of these things, or I have launched all of these services, or clients, or whatever you may have done. So that is a key part. Now, one of the biggest challenges that, there are a large number of frustrations people face while, they go about doing this. At least I was quite afraid when I didn't know where to start. Some of the key things I was struggling with is, like, how do I find my right profile photo? Until like 3 days ago, I didn't even have a good one. It was something I snapped myself in the bathroom, so it wasn't the best photo to put on LinkedIn. So I had to, I'm quite picky, and I couldn't figure out what's the right way to make the photo work. And Akash is going to show us a lot about this today. The other aspect is the about section. Like, I read a lot about it, and there's so much information. Like, okay, it should contain this, it should contain that, and it just got overwhelming. And I ended up writing it, removing it, scratching it, doing it again, and it was a tough ask for me. And then the headline kind of goes with it. It's your hook. It's kind of what people see and immediately want to read the rest of your profile. And condensing your entire life into a few set of words can be really, like, scary. And then obviously you have to highlight your achievements, accomplishments. How do you say that in a crisp way without getting too long? Yeah, and last but not the least is making sure people can find you. Like, that is the key goal of what we're doing. So making sure that you're optimized for search, that is important.
Cool. Thank you, Giri. So, as they say, you should never judge a book by its cover. But unfortunately, that is exactly what happens when people are looking at your LinkedIn profile or to look at your online presence. They're making snap judgments. So while it's not good, this is exactly what ends up happening in the professional world. And for you to be able to stand out and put your best foot forward, you want to make sure the book cover is interesting enough for people to go ahead and want to read the rest of the book. Okay, it's widely said that the goldfish's attention span is very low. It's supposed to be 9 seconds, and people say, "Oh, well, you have the attention span of a goldfish." What if I were to tell you in the year 2000, humans' attention span was 12 seconds, and in year 2013, our average attention span has dropped to 8 seconds. So, well, the goldfish doesn't seem to have a very low attention span now, does it? But that's essentially how our attention span has dropped. And an average recruiter typically spends around 7 seconds on your profile before making the decision if they want to proceed to the next level with your profile or not. Because it is a time investment from their part, you want your profile to stand out and give them at least enough to keep them intrigued to dig further. Otherwise, they're going to swipe away in the 7 seconds. All right, so here's your 7-second toolkit. You can't give them a lot of information in 7 seconds, but at the same time, you can. And what you can give them is a very good-looking profile photo, a banner on the top, and the headline that was Gary was talking about. It's about condensing years of experience into a few words. So these are the three things that they can look at in 7 seconds. And this is what you really need to nail if you want them to dig deeper into the about section and your experiences and so on to drive those meaningful connections. All right. So Gary said we should not use any human faces other than his, of course. So this is our example of a good-looking profile photo. Let's just go with it, right? So what are the benefits of a good-looking profile photo versus not so good-looking profile photo or no profile photo? So between a good, not so good and a good, you're perceived to be 36% more influential, 33% more competent, 25% more likable, and people who have a profile photo get 21x more engagement on their posts from their potential connections. Okay, so these are all the benefits of simply having a profile picture first and then a good profile picture with zero additional work. So if you just do this and nothing else, you will see these benefits. So there's no reason not to go ahead and do this. Let's jump in. All right, so demo time. We're going to be using Canva for this one. Let's do it right away. So I'm going to use my phone. We'll do it completely live, and I'm going to take a photo. So let me just go walk by the window and be right back.
By the way, for those of you who are looking to figure out about Canva, Canva is a free like design and presentation website that you can go sign up for with a free account.
Yeah, exactly. And we have this presentation in Canva too. So I just took a photo of myself. Let me show you what the photo looks like. Not the most flattering photo, but it's going to get the job done. I'm going to go ahead and just copy the photo by removing the background out of it. Go create new design. And I go LinkedIn profile pictures conveniently over here, because we may have done it once or twice in the past. And I just go paste my photo from my phone. It's taking a little bit. Should be here anytime soon. But the idea is you can remove the background from your photo and you can replace the background .
I think Akash is running into some challenges. But yeah, we'll be back in a minute. But I think getting the profile photo uploaded into Canva and then using some of the filters that we have are sort of the way to go.
All right. Am I back, Gary?
Yes,
it was taking a lot of bandwidth to pull the photo over into Canva, apparently. So don't do presentations while you're pulling photo in Canva. Things that you learn in live demos, right?
Yep.
So not the best photo, but like it's gonna get the job done. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go find a background. Let's say we want an office background, like a office, or professional looking. I don't like any of these. Let's go search for photos, office. Okay. It's kind of an interesting one, similar to my background. Let's go say set image as background. And if I want to change it, I can always the joy of live demos. The plant here, and I have something going. So you can go ahead and export it. What I will do is I will go and also edit it a little bit to make it pop. So if I want to increase the brightness on my photo a little bit more contrast on it, I want to increase the vibrance on it a little bit. That should be good. For the background, I can go ahead and increase the vignette, which makes it look a little darker, makes me stand out from the background. You can play around with the settings. There are like a million settings over here, and find the setting that you like, that works for you. And now you can go ahead and just download your profile picture, and you should be good to go. Instead of using this as the background photo, you could also go ahead and use the exact same photo you took, blur out the background, I mean, the world is your oyster. You can go pick whatever you want to do over here. Let's use a different photo. So if I instead want to use that, suddenly it starts looking a little different, and I can go ahead and edit it. So the choice is yours. Whatever is your style, whatever is your fancy, go use that. You also have these predefined templates, which are available for you to use. So if you want to use something like this, you can go do that. We'll go from my uploads, take my photo, boom, drop it out over there, click on it, reposition it maybe a little bit, if possible. There. I did not spend more than a couple of minutes, and Canva has all of these free templates that you can go ahead and use for this. Now let's move on, and you can go upload this one. This is way better than any normal photo that you would just regularly put over there. So now if I'm going to go ahead and create a LinkedIn banner. So only I can type. So this is one background image, 1584, exact same thing. I'm just going to go to this one, and this is the easiest one. I think I like it. It goes with the color theme offer. And okay. And in no time, you're going to have a profile which you can kind of be proud of. So let's go and see what my LinkedIn over here looks like. Quick. That's my banner. That's my profile photo. So you can see that it gives you that immediate pop. I used the exact same technique. I just took the background. This was the same background off the photo, blurred it a little bit, made the foreground, and we're good. And I just found something from Canva, which I liked, and I customized it to go show what I stand for. All right, so going back into our presentation. Giri, over to you.
Yeah, so thanks, Akash, for taking us through those steps of making our profile picture look really amazing. I did that, and it was really exciting. Let's move to the headline. I think this is another area, like I said, where a lot of people struggle, is to condense your life into a few words. It's 220 characters. That's all you get. But I think this is really important. This is sort of right below your picture. This is exactly what the recruiter reads for the 7 seconds that Akash was talking about. And this has to tell your story, and it's your hook. So things like job title, what is the outcome that you want to drive or you are driving? What is the reason people should, follow you? What is your brand? Like, you have to sort of describe that, in a few words. And this is sort of where we'll just go into the exciting demo that Akash has next, on how to condense this and how to build this crisp message for yourself.
All right, another demo time. This time we're going to go ahead and use ChatGPT to help us craft our headline. Let's go to the next one. Here's a prompt that I'll be using for this. So you can just copy these prompts from here, and let's get into ChatGPT. So it's going to ask you some information about yourself. Let's take Giri for an example. Hi, I am Giri Dhar. I am a technology leader in real-time communications. I am head of engineering for Chime SDK Media Services, or what should I say?
Yep.
Yeah, Chime
Let's go with
SDK.
that.
Chime SDK Media Services. I am ex-Microsoft. I am a builder at heart. I heard you say that, Giri. And then, yeah, that's it, right? Over 17. No, you have over 19 years of, almost 19 of experience. Let's see what I can come up with just by providing this information. And we have instructed it to come back and ask us questions if it's missing something. So here is all of the things that I was able to come up with just based on that. I mean, you don't have to copy it word for word, but it can be your inspiration to go ahead and change things. Head of engineering, building real-time communications, like all of this sounds very good. Which one do you think, Gary, you like the most?
I think I like probably the 14th, sorry, fourth one, I guess.
Fourth one? Fourth
Yeah.
one? Yeah, that's good. I like the fifth one.
Hmm.
I'll just say just head of engineering at Chime SDK Media Services seems a little long. Like building the future of real-time communication, head of engineering, technology leader, builder at heart. Like people can go crazy. Like whatever is your brand statement,
Yep.
whatever is your dream outcome, you can go ahead and pick it up and put it on your headline, and it suddenly becomes a lot more exciting. I have seen like really long, really laborious headlines, or I've just seen things like software engineer, engineering manager. While that's good, it is very dry and it does not give enough context to the recruiter as to what is your personal brand. So take the extra 2 minutes and give it all of this information so it can help you come up with a headline of your own. The prompt should be available. We'll tell you how you can go get the prompts too in a little bit. All right, so let's go back to this. Anything else you want to add to this, Gary?
No, I think the key thing that I realized is like now we have ChatGPT in our life, so like use it. So I feel like, the amount of time I broke my head trying to figure this out, and then the speed at which Akash was able to show me to do this myself was was like day and night. Like I think we really need to embrace AI and use it and use the prompts.
I agree. It took me days to come up with my headline statement and my about sections before ChatGPT. And with the technology available to us today, like there's no reason you should not be doing this, right? The technology is here to stay. You can leverage it. You may have different feelings about like, is it really intelligent? Is it not? Like, keep that aside. If it does useful work, go use it. And I think this is useful work. All right. So just to elaborate a little bit on that, I used to keep getting asked questions almost every single day on how to use ChatGPT, how to use AI to like make ourselves a lot more productive. I finally gave in and started a newsletter. So these are some of the articles that I have. Oh, in fact, like this is the about section one that we'll be looking into a little bit later. I'm sharing all of the prompts that I learned and putting it out there because I believe in making sure everybody can reach their full potential. So go ahead, sign up, and you can also get smarter every day by getting a daily prompt in your email. And it's right over here at getdailyprompt.beehive.com/subscribe. And you should be able to look at all the older newsletter articles also over there and become productive. Like, why not craft your own LinkedIn headline in minutes? Why not figure out your meal plan, vacation plans, whatever you want to do? Like, there's a bunch of stuff. I can't think about a world without this anymore. Sweet. Gary, about section.
Yeah. So we've now understood how to make a photo, how to get your headline in a good shape. I think that you've now caught the recruiter's eye and you want them to read more, or you've caught your potential client's eye and you want them to learn more about you. This is where the about section comes into play. It is the largest free form text area in LinkedIn that's available for you to describe, what you to drive your first impression. It's your place to speak about yourself, give your elevator pitch. And if you read this quote by Austin, it really tells you, like, if your headline is your hook, your summary is where you really expand and describe your story and what you stand for, your passion, and this is also a great place for you to embed your keywords that really will help you drive your search rankings. And this is a really important piece we'll talk about in a few minutes. Let's sort of look at a potential structure. There are various structures. This is not the only one, but this is sort of what I liked the most. So I think the key aspects of the structure that I broke it down into are: you start with an elevator pitch about yourself, which is, here's what my personal brand is, here is what I love working on, and here is, what I stand for. And that is something that you want to try and get through in a couple of sentences. You want to avoid the common jargon that people use, that, I am a seasoned leader, I have X amount of uh, achievements in this space. Like, focus more on, like, sort of what you really want to achieve as an outcome, what problems you're trying to solve, and what you're passionate about. And that's it. It has to be about you, and that's sort of the first piece. Then you move on to sort of your current role. This is where you want to be really outcome focused, not as much about what you are doing. I think what you are doing is something will come in the experiences section. Here you want to talk about what is your biggest achievement in the place where you work, and how did you achieve it, and what was the X to Y on it. Like, give a really solid winning data point as part of this. And you want to quickly talk about your past roles so that you don't go too deep into it. You have enough space in the experience section to talk in detail, but you can just talk about, okay, I have done this in the past. And if you have any pivots or any direction changes in your career, this is a great place to highlight it. It shows that you've made choices, you've had experiences. It's very important. Then you should talk a little bit about yourself outside work. Like, I feel a way for the person reading this to connect with you, something outside work, is important. So something that you really enjoy doing, where you spend a lot of your time, and it grounds you in some reality that you are a real person that they can map to in their life. And yeah, then it's about your skills. Make sure you don't necessarily always have to have a separate section for this, but you could litter your skills across the about section, or you could choose to put them all together. These are really important for the keyword searches that happen. And then finally, your call to action. Like, what do you want people to do? Why should they connect with you? What are they looking for? One other thing that I forgot to say in this area is, find your potential. If you're looking for a new job or a new role, find your at least 15 or 20 job descriptions that you're potentially going to apply for, and then use some popular word cloud generators that are there online to find the top keywords that are there, that are common across these job descriptions, and make sure to try and incorporate them in this about structure. That would be really making you stand out from the rest of the crowd. And that is the really important advice that I took to heart, and I did this exercise. So yeah, I think you'll benefit from that. Now let's check out what Akash has in store for us related to this.
All right, another demo time. Surprise, surprise! Again with ChatGPT. Let's go ahead and do this. I think this was a prompt that I sent in my newsletter today. So if you want this prompt, you can go get it. The headline prompt was a few days ago. All righty. So let's see what this prompt says real quick. It's going to help you write your about section based on the things that Gary talked about your elevator pitch. Okay. All right. Wonderful. ChatGPT is explaining to me everything I said. Cool. Now interview me about it. All right. So we'll basically be able to elevator pitch. All right. I did ask it to do it one at a time, but let's go. Gary, what is your elevator pitch?
I think we want to talk a little bit about the fact that I'm a builder, and I have deep expertise in client and backend engineering related to real-time communications. I enjoy solving hard problems, real-world problems with technology, and I definitely like to build organizations that focus on inclusivity, diversity. I love making sure my team and I are connected. I am a hands-on leader.
Hands-on leader. All right. And then you have a lot of customer.
Yes, I love working with customers directly on problems and figuring out what they need.
Current job is head of engineering. As on Chime SDK, media services, as Gary has reminded me a few times. Lead a team of, what do you do? Lead a team of program managers and engineers?
So program managers, engineers, scientists.
Scientists. Okay. In the past, you worked what did you do? In the past, you were at Microsoft.
Mhm.
Worked at Microsoft on Skype for Business. Then it was Microsoft Teams.
Yep. I think you can call out, basically, I focused on moving the legacy Skype for Business online infrastructure to Azure. That was sort of part of what I was
On-prem
working on.
premises infrastructure to the cloud. All right. And
And
what
I,
else?
in
Like,
terms of personalized content, I love playing. I mean, I love playing and watching cricket. I definitely love to travel and watch it wherever it's happening live. I enjoy playing tennis. I also do woodworking whenever I get a chance to be the builder that I want to be.
all right.
And yeah, I also like doing oil on canvas paintings whenever I get a chance, but that's like much lesser since I've had 2 kids.
All right. And then keywords. What are some of the keywords?
I think the keywords I think I have figured out are definitely software engineering, architecture, um, design, um, um, I mean,
People.
strategic, people first leader.
Okay.
Um,
That
yeah,
should
we'll
be
go
good.
with that. I
Yeah, yeah,
have
yeah.
a long list, but let's
This
go with
is
that.
people, it takes days to figure this out. What we're giving you is you can get good enough in minutes, but if you want to truly get exceptional at this, you need to do what Gary was doing, is like spend some days thinking about these things, and then you can use ChatGPT to go like craft it. But like whatever comes to mind right now, we're just trying to do this in like 5 minutes. So what's your call to action, Gary? What should people reach out to you for?
I think people should reach out to me for general technology advice. They can reach out to me for mentoring. They can reach out to me for um, anything related to real-time communications or things like that. Yeah.
Guys, mentoring or real time communications. And just for the record, you don't own A at B.C, right?
No,
I just don't want to put out your email ID out there so that you get a
I hope
million
not.
spams. All right. So as a builder, I'm deeply passionate about creating organizations that prioritize inclusivity and diversity with a wealth of experience in customer engagement, backend engineering, and leadership. I bring a unique perspective to every product I undertake. Currently, blah, blah, blah. Prior to this, I was at Microsoft. What do you like enjoying in your free time? This is what you do,
Yeah,
right?
pretty cool.
This is pretty damn good for spending maybe 5 minutes.
Yep.
And it's very clear and concise. So after the recruit has spent 7 seconds, they're probably going to spend a minute or two looking at that. This would get them to start looking into the other sections, right? So it is almost criminal not to do this to your profile if you want to stand out of the crowd, right? With the tools available like ChatGPT, I think everyone should be doing this. Cool. Awesome, Gary. Thank you for walking us through the about section and what's important.
Mm-hmm.
Let's continue our, whoa. Oh yeah, this was about fun. Let's continue our journey. Experiences section. What is this all about, Gary?
Yeah, so when I was researching this, I think obviously you go through the mandatory fields of here's my employer, here's the title that I work with, and the location, industry, things like that. But then I think the key part of your job experiences section is the description. I think this is where you want to clearly break it down into four aspects. One is sort of the introduction, where you talk about what product you work on, how does it help customers, like what is the outcome that it drives for customers, and who are your customers, and also talk a little bit about what team you work on, what is the exact role in that team, and make it very specific to you, and about, don't use like the standard terms, focus in very simple words what you do exactly, and also try to describe the major measurable thing that you launched, or a product that you launched, or a service that you launched, and then the next section, I think you want to clearly delineate these sections as much as possible and make it as searchable. So try and make them in capitals, try to use some of the, I'll talk about it in the next slide. But at a high level, the responsibility sections are things that you want your potential. So if you're pretty much just updating your profile for making it great, focus on what you do today, and focus on making sure that those actions, the exact verbs that you're using, depict what you do, and make sure that they are not generic and they're very specific to your role. But if you are looking to find a new role, then go do that same research that I talked about for keywords, and take the responsibility section of your new role and identify those that you are doing, and make sure those are there. That's sort of a way to sort of work backwards from where you want to be and put that into your responsibility section. Then you go to the accomplishments. Here again, you want to try and use bullets for all of these and focus on the exact metric and what X to Y is and how did you drive it. And that's sort of the core thing. And you just have to list 4 or 5, even that's like the maximum amount of accomplishments you want to call out here. And the last aspect is the summary. Here you're sort of summarizing everything. You're saying, okay, here is what I did for the company. Here is sort of the impact that I created, and here are the learnings of what I learned from this process, what I've acquired in terms of skills. So that, I think, is sort of the high level thing. And in terms of some of the tips here, focus on your potential job, where you want, like where you're applying, what are those roles and what are they looking for. Use verbs like delivered, manage, save. Like, try and use verbs that are very crisp and describe exactly what you did. Don't say I was responsible for this team that did this. Like, that's not very valuable. And yeah, provide metrics as much as you can. Again, let's go back to our friend ChatGPT and let's see what it has in store for us.
All right, let's do this one. So here is the prompt for this one. Basically, everything Giri was saying, I just put it out in a ChatGPT prompt, and live demos. No worries. Cool. Industry. So Giri, let's go do the stuff that you did at Microsoft for this one. Okay.
Sure.
Just for a change. You were principal engineering manager on the Skype for Business team.
Mm-hmm.
Type of role you're targeting. This will help me. Oh, what are the type of roles you're targeting? I know you're not looking for jobs, but we have to do something. Let's say you're targeting for the senior SDM job at Amazon while you were at Microsoft.
Yeah, that works.
Time SDK on Amazon Time. Real-time communications.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Oh, no, that's not your current responsibility. Sure. Principal engineering manager, Skype for Business team at Microsoft. You led a team of engineers working on backend and front end.
Mm-hmm.
And off for Skype for Business.
Yep.
You migrated the
I migrated the control plane services from the backend databases.
Services and backend databases from on-premises.
Yeah, from SQL on-prem to Azure Table Storage and
the cloud. to the
Yep.
Azure cloud. Okay. How long did that take?
Yeah, I would say it was like a couple of years journey at least.
Couple of years, because you're trying to be specific. Like as Gary was saying,
Hmm.
you want to be as specific and as many metrics as possible.
Hmm.
What was like the uptime? Did you guys have a good uptime?
Yeah, so we were trying to get the recovery point objective, which is a standard term, but you could say the loss of data, the time of data for which there would be a loss in terms of if there was a failure, from 30 minutes to zero, because we just couldn't
Okay.
have lose any data.
Right.
And this was a real problem. And that was a key part of the migration.
Okay. So how would I phrase it? Um,
Reduce data loss
Data
during
loss, reduce
failover from 30 minutes to zero.
during migration from 30 minutes to zero.
Yeah, you
Okay.
should say failover instead of migration, but
Okay.
yeah, that's fine.
This is why you want to be specific. And
Yep.
only you can put in this information because you know what your experiences are. And this
Yep.
is where the recruiters and your connections are looking for details. All right. So let's just go with this one and say this is all we can enter. What else? What else does it want? Brief summary of your experiences or achievements.
Yeah, so I think the migration is one. We launched a new service which is called a freemium offering for meetings, to bring in customers for Office 365, um, which brought in like tens of thousands of customers within like a month of launch. Then we launched a new service for broadcast capabilities, which helped us migrate customers who were stuck on on-premise legacy software like
I think
live
that's good
meeting.
enough, Gary. We'll
Yeah,
be here forever if you start like
sorry.
explaining 18 years of experience. All right. So here's a possible introduction so far.
Mhm.
What do you think on this section? This section looks, let's just say, looks good.
Mhm.
Next section, responsibility section. Highlight responsibilities. What were some of the responsibilities?
I think, yeah, a team of engineers, uh, yeah, product planning, execution, um, definitely operations, running the service, scaling, infrastructure management. Because at that point, we used to manage our own infrastructure.
Got it. I think this is good enough, Giri.
Yep,
Cool. Here's what a sample section could look like. Were they high performing? Were your
of
engineers high
course.
performing?
Some of them
Oh,
were.
well, okay. So when you start pasting this, please fix it to be
Yeah,
accurate.
yeah,
Just because ChatGPT said high performing, don't put high performing. It's not a good enough reason to lie on your LinkedIn
yeah,
profile,
absolutely.
right? But it is a little confused. As you can see, it still thinks he's in Amazon Chime, but this was for the Microsoft one. So please review it and edit it.
Mhm.
Don't copy and paste this experience section because its experiences are so unique. There's no way ChatGPT can give you exactly what you want. So let's see what's the next section. Okay, key accomplishments. Yeah, whatever. Cloud migration. This is gonna get very boring very soon. Great. Awesome. Wonderful. It remembered the data loss from the last one, Giri.
Yeah,
I only gave it the
smart.
cloud migration. Awesome. Remember to use specific metrics. Do you have any specific accomplishment? The data loss
Yeah,
one. Let's see. Okay, that's a good. Well, there you go. You did have the disaster recovery plan, right? Without
yep.
that, you could not have done that. Cool. Any other accomplishments?
I think we
Separate?
can talk about delivering the freemium launch, and then I also worked on improving the reliability of the service from 99, especially for the meeting join cases, from 99.9 to 99 to 99.9, which was a pretty big jump, like given where we were.
All right. Humble brag, Giri. All right, let's do the thing. Oh, no, he did not do it from Amazon Chime to Azure Cloud. That is untrue. Untrue. For anyone watching this, that's not exactly what happened.
Yep.
Okay.
I think this
No.
is where we need to make sure ChatGPT is got it
Well,
right.
ChatGPT doesn't know you, Gary. It's just trying to figure out things based on what you're giving. Okay. So here's kind of what it has built out.
Hmm.
Great. Yeah. Good. Move on. Okay. Good. Move on. Highly skilled in project management. We need to check that, Gary.
We need to check a lot of things in here.
Okay, and this isn't really the about sections, the experiences section, but this is essentially what it's going to look like. You can go ahead and put in your experiences. I would suggest using bullet point lists.
Hmm.
So, for example, let's say, oh, there you go. The takeaways are in bullet points. Okay, this is the. Oh, something went wrong. We probably used it too much. So maybe we should jump back. But this is essentially your experiences section, Giri.
Hmm.
And let's jump back and see what else we have over here. Oh, yeah, of course. So this entire workshop is going to be uploaded to my YouTube channel. This is exactly where it's going to get streamed. It's youtube.com/@akashmandhar. Please go ahead and check out the workshop. It'll also have the link to my newsletter because we talked about it over here. So you can go ahead and subscribe to that and get all of these prompts in your inbox directly. So you can use these and any other prompts that come up over time. So do check it out.
Yeah, I think the to kind of round it out here, I think the key part of making sure you have an all-star profile on LinkedIn involves a few more things. I think you have to. These are areas where it's best that you focus on, and these are mostly truth statements that you're entering by yourself. These are things about you, like education. For make sure to include any education that are even incomplete. That's fine. It doesn't hurt you in any way. Make sure to call out skills, and make sure the skills you do request for others to recommend you on those skills and endorse you for those skills. And recommendations, like this is one thing that I felt very shy asking for, but I think this is really important, and people are happy to provide recommendations. And that's my learning. So please go ahead and ask your friends, ask your ex-colleagues, ask people who work for you, and your skip managers even, to write these for you. These are really valuable. It makes sure that it vouches for the work that you've done. So it really drives your credibility. Then do capture your certifications if you have done courses. Make sure you call out any patents to show how how good you are as an out of the box thinker, and you can invent new ideas and come up with new products. And also use the featured section. Make sure you call out your newsletters, or if you've built written articles, or you've done YouTube videos, make sure you put them there. Those are really valuable to showcase your expertise and show that you're a subject matter expert.
Cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's about all we had.
Yeah,
We're
I
on
mean, two,
time,
two
I
things I just
guess.
wanted to add over here. Like one, Giri, not everyone's an expert like you to be able to add patents. The good thing is it is not required for you to have patents to be an all-star profile, but it doesn't hurt, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
then on the skills, I don't know if you knew about this, Giri. The people who recommend you for a skill, if they have the same skill,
Oh yeah.
and it is weighted higher than someone, you can't go to your friend and be like, hey, I'm good at project management, just give me project management, and then suddenly it's boosted up. That's not how it works. The person who is vouching you should also have that skill, and then it is considered to be a real skill.
Yeah, and that's a good point.
Cool. Awesome. So with that, we have a little bit of a time for Q&A. If anyone has any questions, you can just post them in the YouTube chat, and we can pick them up. But I think if not, you can just follow us on LinkedIn, and you can send us any of your questions over there. We will be happy to help you out. It's very easy to find us. Again, Akash Mandhar and Giridhar Kalpati Narayanan. And you saw our stuff on the very first page, which was over here. So that is us. So if you want to go find us, then you can go do that. So Giridhar, any closing remarks?
Yeah, I think just I waited many months or years to get back to my LinkedIn profile. I felt it was not really valuable, but I realized that, I really have to make connections, and I think that's something I was really lacking, and I need to do that while I'm asleep, like Akash said. So, for me, it is definitely to stand out in the crowd, but definitely the motivation is to go find and meet new people that I otherwise wouldn't have met. So yeah, I mean, each one has their own motivation. So that was mine.
Yeah, absolutely. Going back to this, right? If I have to close with something, this is what it is. This is your book cover, your photo on the book cover, your headline on the book cover, your name on the book cover. And the job of your profile is to sit out there and drive meaningful connections to you. So think about what those meaningful connections are and how can you put your best foot forward by leveraging the power of Canva and ChatGPT and all the tools available to us to represent yourself in the most accurate manner to drive those meaningful connections to you. All right. So with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you, Giri, for your time. And thank you, everyone,
Thanks,
for
everyone.
dialing in. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.